Hey guys, it's Gravity the Ghost here, and if you couldn't tell by this picture that's going on here, we're going to talk about Nintendo's E3. So, as you know, Nintendo's going to, have E3. I mean, every big company has E3 at some point, but it's a very important one because the Switch just released this March. So I'd say it's a pretty big E3 and a pretty important one because how do you say it? Like, it's important because they want people to come to the system and they need to announce some games, which is pretty obvious. So we're actually gonna do a little prediction video. It's gonna be a two-part series. This first part is gonna be talking about the first and second party games. Basically, pretty much only comes in Nintendo systems. And then next episode, we're going to be talking about the third-party games that I think will be coming to Switch. Now, this bingo card that you're looking at here is basically my bingo card for E3 this year. But personally, you can have a different opinion. I don't really. I mean, we all have opinions. So, what I'm going to start with is a couple of things that aren't on this list. I mean, on this card or whatever. But I think that might happen. So basically, kind of like things that I feel like might happen, have a small chance of happening, but not enough to the point where I put it on here. Or either I forgot about it. One of them is the Super Mario Maker on the Switch, because a lot of people said that it might happen, but I feel like it might not happen, just for the fact that being the Switch in the TV mode, you can't use the touchscreen or anything, and that was basically the main point of Super Mario Maker, using the gamepad. But then again, they'd be like, you can take it out of the Switch, make level in handheld mode, then put it back in docked mode. But it's a little tedious. Anyways, that was pretty much it. But this bingo card is separated into a good amount of stuff. Obviously, you can see some 3DS stuff and some Wii U. I mean, not Wii U. What am I talking about? Wii U doesn't exist anymore. I'm talking about Switch stuff. Yes. Sorry. I've been coughing quite a bit today. I don't know what's going on. I mean, it's spring. Anyways, it's separated into things that I feel like will probably happen, things that I think have a chance of happening, and a couple of wild cards that I think probably won't have any chance of happening, but I will be super excited, super surprised if they happen. So yeah, so I'm gonna go down the list and talk about each one and tell you about what the possibilities are, what could happen with it, and maybe a possible release date or announcement or whatever. You get the point. It's a prediction video. What do you expect? Hold on for a second. Making sure that my voice thing my microphone's working. It is, yeah. So the first one is a pretty obvious one that we all think it's gonna happen, which is Metroid. I'll be honest, I have never played a Metroid game. Yep. Yep, I can already see the comments saying that I need to play Metroid stat. But hey, I don't know. I think it's because, I mean, I've never really been exposed to Metroid before, honestly. But yeah, to this day, I have not touched a Metroid game, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to predict Metroid. I mean, I feel like a lot of people want a 2D Metroid, some people want 3D, some people want first person. But for me, I feel like the Metroid Prime 4 seems the most likely, mainly because of what the developers are saying when it comes to Metroid. If you didn't know, during the Metroid Prime Federation Force announcement, one of the producers of the Metroid Prime series actually said that he wanted to make, if he had the chance to make the next Metroid Prime, he would make it between Samus and Sylux. And the funny thing is that at the end of Federation Force, Sylux is shown at the end and he's stealing a Metroid. So, and then also, in case you didn't, I mean, I didn't know this, but I found out via the internet that at the end of Metroid Prime 3, the ship, Sylux's ship is the one that follows Samus's ship at the ending cutscene, and that was basically a giant cliffhanger. So I feel like Metroid Prime 4 is going to happen, and it's going to be about Samus and Sylux. That's what I think. I'm thinking that directly. And for release, I think it's going to come out in 2018. I don't see it coming out this year. I don't see it coming out this year at all. I think it might be like the big holiday title of 2018, or maybe the summer title. I don't know. But I think it's going to happen. Now, this one is a wild card, because I feel like it's not going to happen, given, how Nintendo is. But an M-rated Nintendo IP would be pretty cool. I mean, there were times where they tried to do it, but it didn't work out. Or maybe they had a concept and it didn't come into fruition. Or maybe they had a second party that got bought out by a certain company. Cough, cough, Rare. But anyway, I feel like if we had M-rated Nintendo IP, that would also shut up the people that keep saying that Nintendo is a kiddie company. But whatever. I mean, Bayonetta 2 was exclusive to the Wii U system, so yeah. Okay. Anyways, third one is the new. Sorry, but if you couldn't know, I'm going row by row instead of column by column instead of row by row. Whoops. Oh well. Next one is the new IP. This is pretty likely because I believe it was. I don't remember who it was, but I feel like it might be Shinya Takahashi, but I'm not sure. But I know someone said that they are making more new IPs for the Switch, and you can expect some oddball ones and such, kind of like Brain Age and all that. So expect some things that are not the ordinary gaming thing, I guess. So they're gonna do something a la the DS and such, which is pretty expected. The next one is something that has been rumored for at least more than 4 months. I don't know. Is the Mario and Rabbids RPG, or Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, or whatever it's gonna be called. I feel like it's just all but confirmed right now. That's all it is. All but confirmed. And I really don't have much to say about it because I feel like it's just. But it's just, I'm kind of indifferent to this. Honestly, if this is, obviously, I feel like this is real. I'm just going to say it. But I don't think I'll buy it because, I don't know. Seems like a weird concept, but you never know. They might turn me over at E3. Whatever. As for release, I feel like it's going to come out sometime in the fall. When I get to Fire Emblem Warriors, because they also confirmed it's going to come out in fall, I'm thinking that Fire Emblem Warriors is going to come out September or October, and then whichever month that is, that's when the Mario and Rabbids RPG. That's when the Mario and Rabbids RPG would come out the other month. So let's say if Fire Emblem Warriors came out September, the Rabbids RPG would come out October. So I feel like it's going to be a fall title. The fifth one right here is a Mii game. Now, not to get confused with Mutopia, which is already on this list. I'm talking about another game that's focused on Mii's. And if you see in the parentheses, I'm talking about I want a new Tomodachi Life. Or in Japan, the Tomodachi Collection series, which is actually would be the third version, I guess. I feel like it would be pretty cool to have a second Tomodachi Life, or a third Tomodachi Collection. It's funny because I think it's gonna be called a different title because in Japan it's Tomodachi Collection, then Tomodachi Collection New Life. So I came up with a cool idea. Why not call it Tomodachi Collection New World and then Tomodachi World in everywhere else? Because being this game's on a console now, it's like you can put an entire world of Mii's in this game. Pretty cool, right? Maybe you can have multiple islands and like the Mii's can like travel in between those islands. That'd be pretty cool, and add more stuff like in addition to already what was in the game. I'd like that. But I mean, if they think of something else that's relating to Mii's, I'm all for it. Cause I know there are a lot of people don't really like the Mii's, but I'm a very big fan of the Mii's when it comes to like these weird Mii games, like Tomodachi Life, Mutopia. I'm definitely buying Mutopia. I don't care what anyone's saying. But yeah, the next one over is Mutopia. Okay, I already know they announced it, but I'm also counting for games that I feel like are going to be talked about maybe at a possible Treehouse, because I feel like, it's pretty obvious that they'll probably have a Treehouse this year again. So, Treehouse, yeah, I feel like Mutopia will be shown at Treehouse, and that's it. And they'll probably show the new 2DS XL or something. I don't know. The next one is Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which I do believe will come out this year in 2017, but barely. Okay, so I feel like they're going to give us more information about Xenoblade 2. Give us some, like talk about some characters or something, or the story. And I feel like it's going to come out in December of this year in all regions. Yeah, you heard me. You heard me. Next up is the online service. So I feel like this will be a pretty good time to talk about it because it's summer. The next season coming up is fall, and that's when they talked about when they're going to start paying for online. So I think that'd be a pretty good time to talk about the online services. And going on to the online service, we're going to talk about Virtual Console, which is the next one. Now I know a lot of people want a kind of like Netflix like service where you can just pay like a certain amount of money a month and like play an unlimited amount of VC games, but honestly, I don't want that. I want the traditional, search for a game that you want, pay for it, download it, and that's it. Just a simple pay. Now, if they do have this Netflix service, I hope it's optional and not mandatory to play Virtual Console games. If it was, I will be very disappointed. But it's possible that they'll talk about it here and maybe even say, like, you know what, along with this, we'll announce GameCube Virtual Console. Or not. Just maybe announce NES and SNES games and, like, release 3 of them for each at launch. And, like, it's a soft launch. Just like the Wii U. Next one is ARMS. Now, it's confirmed that ARMS is coming out on E3 week. It's coming out on the Friday of E3 week. So I think it's going to be exclusive to, like, Treehouse. Or I think it's possible that they might maybe release a trailer announcing a new character. One of the new characters for ARMS. Still people get hyped for, like, the week, literally the last week before ARMS comes out. So, yeah. Now, I know that there's, like, a Splatoon 2 tournament, but do you think it might be possible that we might get an ARMS tournament, too, at E3? That might be pretty cool. The next one we're going to talk about is, I feel like it's going to be the most... I think it's guaranteed to happen. Hopefully. Smash Brothers on the Switch. Now, not a brand new Smash, but a part of Smash 4. And I think it'd be pretty cool if they like mix in Wii U and 3DS content, like maybe some 3DS stages. Yeah, please. Just be an overall thing. I know that there's some people that think that there should be like maybe one new character or a couple new stages, but I think they shouldn't do that. But if they do, I feel like Inklings would be the prominent choice for a new character. Sorry, I'm like drinking water. I feel like if Smash Switch is announced, I feel like it's gonna come out in August. That's what I feel like. It was going to come out right after Splatoon 2. And then prepare, like, to prepare people for that online service. Next one is Pikmin 4, which has been teased a lot by Miyamoto, talking about how Pikmin 4 is almost complete. And I feel like they originally were going to have it on the Wii U, but then, they say, we're going to put it on Switch. And I think they're going to announce it. I think it's going to be a 2018 title, maybe like a spring or early 2018 title. But I think it's going to happen. Not much to say about this. Next up is Kirby 3DS, which is the multiplayer Kirby game that they were talking about. They really haven't given us much information about this. But what I do think may happen is, I think it'd be pretty cool if this multiplayer action game is a compilation of like multiple Kirby multiplayer mini games that has come across throughout the Kirby series, because Kirby isn't just known for its its simple and easy to pick up platforming, but also its extra modes. That is, it's been there since Kirby Superstar, I believe. We've always had a couple extra modes here and there. Some multiplayer, some single player, but in the like we have that Kirby Clash game that's free to play, and then we had that Kirby Fighters that was pretty cool. And I know one for example that I can think of, Amazing Mirror. They had they had a good amount of multiplayer games because that game had a focus on like multiple Kirbys. Anyway, so I think that'd be pretty cool to have like a Kirby game that's like a compilation of like all of the Kirby, well, not all of them, but a good amount of like the Kirby mini games that are multiplayer. I'd like that. And it's supposed to come out this holiday. I think it's going to come out in November. Next up is Fire Emblem for the Switch, which was already confirmed to come out in 2018. I think they're just gonna briefly talk about it. How they did with Fire Emblem Fates. They just said it's gonna be the next title in the Fire Emblem series, and it'll come out this so and so, and maybe show a little bit of gameplay and like a cutscene, and that's it. Next up is Pokken for the Switch. I feel like this is the most I feel like this is likely to happen for a Wii U port than Super Mario Maker. I have my reasons. For first off, there was 4 new characters for Pokken Tournament that never came to the Wii U version. And I know people are going to say, like, oh, it was exclusive to the arcades. No, it wasn't. Because in the very last update that Pokken got on the Wii U, people, the data miners, they found data of Caesar and Darkrai, well, at least something relating to them, in the files. So it was suggested that they were going to be added, but they never got added to the Wii U version. It makes me feel like that Pokemon Company and Bandai Namco, knew that the Switch was about to come out, and like, you know what, we're just gonna save these updates for maybe a Switch version of Pokemon, which is much more makes sense, and I would buy this. I feel like that this title may be like a late 2017 something, like maybe like late fall or early winter. I don't know. Fire Emblem Warriors, we already talked about that. It's going to come out sometime in the fall. They're going to announce some new characters, a good amount of them, because we only know one character. And that's pretty much it. Splatoon 2, they're probably going to talk about the story mode with the Octarians, something and all that stuff, talking about Callie and Marie and all that. I myself, I don't think I'll be getting Splatoon just yet, because when I'm going back home, I won't have internet access for a little bit, so I might have to hold back on Splatoon for a little bit and maybe get it in a later date. But it's all good. I may get it sometime. Next up is an unexpected 3DS game. This is, out there. Like I feel like there's gonna be at least one 3DS game that no one's expecting to come out, and it just happens. And it's like, whoa, that's coming to the 3DS? But I feel like that already happened, because we got information about a director's cut version of Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga from the Game Boy Advance. But it got leaked. They ruined it. And Super Mario Odyssey, I don't even have to say anything. But I feel like it's going to be a November title. Black Friday, my dudes. It's going to be the Black Friday title for Nintendo Switch. I'm not going to talk anymore about that. And here is the biggest, the very biggest wild card I have on here, which is a reboot of the mysterious Murasame Castle, which I've been wanting for a good amount of time. For 2015, I wanted it. It didn't happen. And I don't expect it to happen this year either, but if it does happen, I'll probably cry. Not really. But I feel like it's pretty likely given some rumors that we've been getting. Not like actual rumors of mysterious Murasame Castle, but things like on the side. So, some rumors that I'm just gonna say that a lot of people, there are some people that are had some rumors about Platinum Games getting more closely with Nintendo and making some exclusive games for the Switch. And in fact, one of the higher ups at Platinum Games even said that if you could help make a Nintendo game, he would love to make a reimagining of sorts of the mysterious Murasame Castle. And it's not out of the realm because they helped with Star Fox Zero, even though it wasn't really that good. So it's not out the realm, but it is a very wild card. But if it does happen, I will be very, very happy. And I'll be that guy that said, "Yeah, I predicted it. I predicted Mysterious Murasame Castle. Now look at me. I am the psychic." Next up is WarioWare. I decided to put this out there because I feel like it might happen because it's just, the Joy-Con and all that, all these features that we have, all these features are just perfect for a new WarioWare. It's just epic. Use the HD Rumble. Use that IR sensor. We still haven't seen a game that uses the IR sensor other than 1-2 Switch, but we don't talk about 1-2 Switch anymore. Yeah. Next up is more Amiibo, which is pretty much a given. Just gonna say that. Now, in specifics, I feel like maybe it's possible that they might have mounted ARMS Amiibo, but I don't see that happening. But hey, whatever. Another one we have here is Mother 3. Or they might announce an Earthbound 3-pack. So basically, either they make a HD remix of all three Mother games, or maybe just a 3-pack of the original versions in English. Trust me. I know some people are like, "Oh, big deal, it's Mother." But you have no idea. People will go crazy if they see Mother 3. There will be people that will be literally crying. Not even joking for the camera, for the views and all that. They will be legitimately crying if Mother 3 gets announced. And Nintendo knows that. Because Nintendo knows that they've been asked about Mother 3 for forever. And I feel like this year might be the year. Because 2015 they gave us Earthbound Beginnings. And we've been hearing rumor after rumor talking about that Mother 3 is going to come out for the Wii U. Then 2016, then it never happened. Then talking about that it's going to be announced at the January 12th event. It never happened. But I feel like now a lot of people are saying the dream's over. But I feel like it's possible that it might still be there, and that Nintendo's probably holding it off for E3 because they feel like it's a bigger announcement that is a super big deal for them. And they know. They know. And then the last one I feel like is going to happen is a new Kirby game for the Nintendo Switch. Only because it's Kirby's 25th anniversary. And I feel like they're not just going to make the celebration a 3DS exclusive experience. I don't see that happening. Kirby Switch, it's probably going to be sometime, maybe it might be even a download-only title. That would actually be pretty cool if they made a Switch version of Kirby Air Riding. I know a lot of people that love that game. I personally have never played it, but I know a lot of people love it. So, also, one thing that I also want to point out is Pokemon. Now, I know a lot of people want Pokemon Stars to happen. Honestly, I feel indifferent about it because I feel like it's a little bit too soon. people are thinking that it's going to come out this year. I'm like, if it does get announced, I do not see it coming out this year at all. I feel like it's going to come out 2018 if it gets announced. But I personally think that it's a little bit too soon. Maybe announce it in 2018, but don't announce it this year, please. I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong. I am a huge Pokemon fan. Pokemon is my favorite franchise of all time. Well, other than Rhythm Heaven. But I just feel like it's a little bit too soon. But if it does happen, I won't be mad. I just feel like it's a little bit too soon, but I won't be mad. Don't get me wrong. But other than that, that was pretty much it. I'm glad you guys listened to me for a good 25 minutes or so. You put up with me for a good amount of time, but you'll be able to put up with me in part 2 when we talk about third-party games. So this has been GravityTheGhost, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful day.